Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the very first LEGO Dreamzzz Polybag ever, set 30636 Z-Blob and Bunchu Spider Escape, which retails for $4.99 in the US. Now, I personally bought this at Toys R Us in Canada during a trip there, but I've also heard that they're available at Walmart in the US. You can see it contains a total of 44 pieces and one, tiny figure, so now I'm going to open this up, build it up, and we'll see how the set itself actually is. Alright, and here's the Polybag all put together. You can see there's 3-man builds. We have, this spider bed monster thing, this little shrine right here that's imprisoning Bunchu, and then the actual Z-Blob figure. Starting with the bed spider nightmare creature, I actually really like this build. We got similar builds in many of the Dream sets this wave, but this one is actually unique. I don't think any of the builds are exactly like this one. But I like that the back part of the bed is also the back part of the spider itself, and that can be moved up and down, but you can see it's still got the pillow at the top. And even though no minifigures come in the set, the spider's still built to fit a minifigure on top. So for example, I can lay Cole down like this, and the spider can take him away. But no, this is like an enemy of a significant size, and you can very easily incorporate this in with your other builds. And I think it's actually very fun to play with and move around. Of course, each of the individual legs and everything can be moved. These eyes at the front can also move up. That eyepiece, by the way, comes in lots of the Dream sets this way, but I believe this is the cheapest way to get it, so if you're interested in that part, this could be a good way to get that. And then there's also a trans-clear piece underneath just to help the spider hold itself up. So yeah, I really like this build. It's quite good. Then we have this little shrine or prison or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what this is meant to be. But you can see we've got the printed Bunchu doll in the center right here, which is of course a pretty significant part of LEGO Dreamzzz. And this is not exclusive. It comes in 2 other sets this wave, the Izzy and Bunchu the bunny set for $20, and then the giant nightmare shark ship. However, this is the cheapest way to get this part. So if you're interested in this part but aren't interested in any of those 2 sets, this is a much cheaper alternative option. But yeah, you can see Bunchu's just placed up there, and you can see it's sort of imprisoned by these tendrils right here. And those tendrils are a newer piece that were introduced with this LEGO Dreamzzz Wave, so even though I'm sure they'll become more common in the future, it is nice to see them in such a cheap set. I also like the little mushroom builds at the bottom. They add some nice atmosphere. And then finally, the set comes with Z-Blob as your character. And I don't have a ton to say about him because he is just a very simple figure. He uses the new tiny figure or mini figure body, standard minifigure head with just 2 eyes, and then he's got this slime piece on top, which that's a really great part. Even if you're not a fan of LEGO Dreamzzz, it might be worth picking this Polybag up just for that piece. But yeah, this is also now the cheapest way to get this guy, because I believe the next cheapest way is the, the turtle van for $45 or $48. So only $5 is significantly cheaper. Now this version of Z-Blob does come in quite a few sets, but if you want him and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this is a good way to get him. So overall, what are my thoughts on this set? Honestly, for a $5 Polybag, I actually think it's quite good. Now, what would have made this Polybag perfect is if it came with a minifigure. Even just one of the generic kids, what Nova, or I forget what the boy one's called, but the ones that are just used as generic sleeping kids in the sets. Even one of those here would have made this Polybag absolutely perfect. But for $5, you get a lot here. You get a villain build, you get this little bit of terrain, and you get a character to play with, even if it isn't a full-size minifigure. So if you're a fan of LEGO Dreamzzz and you find this Polybag, I'd recommend you pick it up. And if you're not super into Dreamzzz, but you're a little bit curious about the theme, this is the cheapest way to try it out, and honestly, I think the parts alone make it worth it. And the one final thing I want to mention is that the instructions to this Polybag are colored, and they have little illustrations, just like in the full-size sets. Even though, of course, this is a Polybag, it still gets that treatment, which is super cool. No alternate build, but I wouldn't expect that for a Polybag. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. But of course, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this set in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!